Why do I feel so awkward now? Reconnecting after retirement. An opening note of reflection. Before we begin, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself a simple question. What do you feel when you walk into a room full of strangers? Or when you're invited to a family gathering bustling with unfamiliar faces? Is there a flutter of excitement? Or maybe a quiet whisper of fear? A hesitation to speak? A worry about saying the wrong thing? Or a longing to just slip away unnoticed? If you feel that flutter, that hesitation, you are not alone. You are not strange. You are not the only one who feels this way. Today, we're going to gently explore a topic many of us rarely talk about, but often experience: social anxiety after retirement. Because courage isn't always about standing confidently in the spotlight. Sometimes courage is simply taking one small step forward, even when your heart is pounding. And every small step you take matters more than you realize. The awakening moment. Hello, I'm Ordinary People, your online neighbor and fellow retiree. I'm not an expert, just someone walking this new path of life after retirement, learning how to live differently, day by day. Today, we're going to talk about social anxiety, the feeling of awkwardness, fear, or reluctance to meet new people as we grow older. This isn't just about shyness. It often comes from deeper places: old wounds, lost confidence, or the sudden change in our social world since we retired. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're simply adjusting to a new chapter. Together, we'll explore what science tells us about this experience, and I'll share practical ways to help you feel more connected and less alone. Because even in retirement, connection is not just a luxury, it's essential for our well-being and happiness. The awakening of curiosity. Let's begin with some insights from science. Dr. Lovra Carstensen, a leading psychologist in aging, explains that as we grow older, our emotional goals shift. Instead of seeking many acquaintances, we prioritize deep, meaningful relationships. This is called the socio-emotional selectivity theory. It means we naturally want fewer but closer connections. But here's the challenge. After retirement, our social circles often shrink suddenly. Work colleagues, daily routines, and structured social settings disappear. This can leave us feeling isolated and anxious about forming new bonds. Dr. Robert J. Waldinger, who directs the Harvard study of adult development, the longest study of adult life ever conducted, found something remarkable. The strongest predictor of a long, happy life isn't wealth or fame. It's the quality of our relationships. People who feel connected live longer, healthier, and happier lives. Yet, social anxiety can block us from building those connections. It's a real, common experience among retirees. Dr. Becca Levy's research shows that how we perceive aging affects our confidence. If we see ourselves as too old or no longer interesting, that belief can increase anxiety and make socializing harder. So the good news? These feelings are normal and can be changed. The science tells us that with small, intentional steps, we can rebuild our social confidence and find joy in new relationships. Insight 1. Start small. Stay consistent. Our first strategy is simple but powerful. Start small. Focus on safe, comfortable spaces and be consistent. You don't need to jump into a big party or join a large new group right away. Begin with one person, one conversation, one familiar place. For example, invite a neighbor for a cup of tea on your porch. No pressure to talk much. Just being together counts. Join a small group that meets regularly, like a book club, a hobby class, or a faith community. Seeing the same faces consistently helps build trust and ease anxiety. Keep a journal. Every time you say hello or share a few words with someone new, write it down. Celebrate these small wins. They're building blocks of confidence. Dr. Becca Levy reminds us that changing how we see ourselves is key. Each small social success rewires our brain, helping us feel younger, more capable, and more open to connection. Remember, It's not about being perfect or outgoing. It's about showing up one small step at a time. Insight 2. Embrace gentleness. Be genuine, not perfect. The second strategy is to use gentleness as your strength. Often, social anxiety comes from high expectations we place on ourselves. What if I'm boring? What if I say something wrong? Will people want to listen to me? But as Dr. Richard Leider wisely says, your presence is your purpose. You don't have to impress. You just have to be there. What does that mean? It means your true value lies in your authentic presence, not in being the life of the party. Here's what you can do. Practice warm listening. Most people don't want advice, they want to be heard. Your genuine attention is a gift. Share simple stories, funny moments from childhood, favorite recipes, or unique habits you cherish. These stories are bridges that connect hearts. Remind yourself, you're not being tested. You're sharing your presence. Your warmth and sincerity are your greatest social assets, not your charm or wit. Insight 3. Reframe fear, from avoidance to learning. Our third approach is to recognize that fear is natural, but doesn't have to control us. Dr. Mo Wang points out that retirement often shakes our confidence because we lose familiar social roles and structures. But fear isn't always a stop sign. It can be a gentle nudge to move forward, slowly and mindfully. Try this. Change your inner story from "I'm scared" to "I'm learning." This simple shift reduces pressure and invites curiosity. Set small social goals each week. For example, say hello to one person at the grocery store on Monday, join a book discussion on Wednesday, or sit in the park and smile at passers-by on Saturday. If anxiety feels overwhelming, consider talking to a counselor or therapist. Social anxiety is treatable, and you deserve support. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg, an expert on life transitions, emphasizes that social engagement after retirement isn't optional, it's a psychological need. Meeting others helps us feel alive and connected. Insight 4. Build rituals of connection. The fourth strategy is to create rituals, small repeated social habits that anchor you in connection. Rituals give structure and predictability, which soothe anxiety and build comfort over time. Some ideas. Schedule a weekly phone call or video chat with a friend or family member. Attend a regular community event, like a weekly coffee morning or gardening club. Volunteer for a cause you care about, where you meet others with shared values. Dr. Ken Deichtwald, a gerontologist and expert on aging, highlights that purposeful engagement in meaningful activities enriches life and strengthens social ties. Rituals don't have to be grand. Even small, consistent moments of connection create a sense of belonging and safety. They remind us that we are part of a larger story, not alone in our journey. Insight 5. Practice self-compassion. Our fifth and final strategy is to cultivate self-compassion. Social anxiety can make us harsh judges of ourselves. We replay awkward moments or perceive mistakes endlessly. But as Dr. Kristen Neff's research shows, self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend, helps reduce anxiety and build resilience. Here's how to practice it. When you feel anxious or embarrassed, gently say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. I'm doing my best." Remember that everyone experiences social awkwardness sometimes. You're not alone in this. Celebrate your efforts, not just outcomes. Every attempt to connect is a victory. Dr. Richard Leider also reminds us to listen to the whisper of your soul, honoring your feelings without judgment. Being kind to yourself creates a safe inner space from which you can bravely reach out to others. The final light. Let's deepen our understanding with some advanced insights. The brain's plasticity, the ability to change and adapt, doesn't end with age. Neuroscientists have found that social experiences literally reshape our neural pathways throughout life. Dr. Becca Levy's studies show that positive social interactions can reverse negative age stereotypes in our brains, boosting confidence and reducing anxiety. Moreover, Dr. Waldinger's research reveals that the quality of our social ties affects our stress response systems. Strong, supportive relationships lower inflammation and improve heart health, key factors for longevity. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg's transition theory explains that retirement is a major life transition, requiring us to adapt our identities and social roles. Successfully navigating this transition involves building new social supports and redefining purpose. Science tells us that while social anxiety can feel overwhelming, it is not fixed. With persistence, intention, and kindness, we can rewire our brains, rebuild our social worlds, and find new joy in connection. From knowing to becoming, as we come to the close of our time together, let's reflect on what we've learned. Social anxiety after retirement is common and understandable. It comes from deep changes in our lives and how we see ourselves, but it doesn't have to hold us back. By starting small, embracing gentleness, reframing fear, building rituals, and practicing self-compassion, we can open doors to meaningful connection. Remember Dr. Waldinger's words, "It's not about having many friends, but about having relationships that truly nourish us." You are not alone on this journey. Your courage is in every step you take, no matter how small. And every connection you make is a thread weaving a richer, fuller life. Until the next reflection before we part, I want to leave you with a thought. What if the next person you meet holds a story that could change your life? What if your presence, just as you are, could be the light someone else needs? Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." Mary Ann Radmacher, so let's try again tomorrow. Not to be perfect, but to be a little more open, a little warmer, a little more connected. Here's your invitation. Reach out to one person this week, even if it's just a smile or a hello. Share a story or listen deeply in your next conversation. Celebrate your efforts and be kind to yourself along the way. You are a vital part of this world's tapestry. Your presence matters. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I'm Ordinary People, your online neighbor and fellow traveler. Let's walk this path together, one day, one smile, one brave step at a time. If you found this message meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your story might inspire someone else who feels just like you. And if you'd like to join us again, tap the bell icon to stay connected. Until next time, take care and be well.